My child, pause for a moment. Be still on the inside. Hear what I'm saying to you now. These are not just comforting words. This is a turning point. You're not on the sidelines of your life. You are standing at a divine intersection where I, myself, have stepped forward to meet you. Today you're not hearing what you want to hear. You're hearing what your soul needs to hear. And I'm here to say it plainly. I am pleased with you. Not because of outcomes, performance, or perfection, but because of how you've walked through this season. I saw how you held on when everything around you fell apart. I saw how you chose kindness when your heart felt like shutting down. I saw how you didn't give up, even when you couldn't feel me near. You could have walked away, but you stayed. You could have grown bitter, but you kept praying. You didn't understand everything, but you held on to faith. You think you just survived. But I tell you, you overcame. You didn't just endure this season. You transformed in it. You didn't just wait for it to end. You became someone new through it. And now, when it seems like everything has gone quiet, I am speaking. Because what comes next isn't silence. It's beginning. You've proven something vital, not to me, but to yourself. You've discovered that you can stand. And now I'm showing you that you can move forward. This moment is not empty. It's a sacred pause between chapters, and I already hold the pen. This next part of your life isn't being written from scratch. It begins with my approval over you. I'm not pushing you forward. I'm inviting you, because now you're ready. Ready to walk where you once feared. Ready to believe like never before. Ready to carry what I'm about to place in your hands. Not because you're perfect, but because you're willing. And to me, that means everything. You've been through more than most people know. They saw your smile, they heard your calm words, but they didn't see the silent battles you fought just to stay kind. They didn't see the nights you wrestled with fear and still chose to believe. They didn't see the weight you carried behind your eyes. But I did. Every hidden struggle, every quiet prayer, every time you got out of bed when it hurt, I saw it. Nothing slipped past me. No breaking point erased your value. No forward step went unnoticed by heaven. You were under pressure, from circumstances, from expectations, from exhaustion, and still, you stayed. Not perfect, but real. You didn't fake strength. You searched for me, even in your weakness. That alone moved my heart. I wasn't looking at how clean your performance was. I was watching the fire you refused to let die. That small flame may have flickered, but it never went out, and where there is flame, I breathe. Now hear me. None of it was wasted. Not one tear in the dark. Not one whisper in the quiet. Not one moment of choosing to hope when hope was hard. I've recorded every bit of it. And I will repay. Not by the measure of what others saw, but by what I saw. I will turn your hidden battles into public testimony. I will bring fruit from what felt like failure. I will honor what you carried in secret, because I am a God who sees in secret and rewards openly. The world may not have noticed, but I did, and that changes everything. Because when I see, I respond. When I remember, I redeem. When I honor, I release favor. What you thought was survival, I call victory. What you thought was delay, I call training. You will be surprised how I use what no one else valued, because I never stopped seeing you. You look at yourself and feel mostly the same. Same struggles, same patterns, same hesitations. But I see differently. I see the depth you've gained, the quiet resilience that didn't exist before. I see the wisdom not born from books, but from fire. You've become softer, yet stronger. Quieter, yet deeper. Slower to speak, but quicker to understand. That's growth. Not the kind that shouts, but the kind that remains when the noise fades. And I want you to hear this. You've grown. I see it. And I am pleased. You used to react quickly. Now you discern. You used to run ahead. Now you wait. You used to need to explain yourself. Now you're content to walk in peace. This is maturity. Not performance, but transformation. You've become someone I can trust with more. You're not clinging to the approval of others like you once did. You've learned to treasure my voice. And that changes everything. Even if you don't notice it, I do. I've not only seen your stumbles, I've watched you rise again. And to me, that's more powerful than never falling. Growth isn't always something you feel. Sometimes it simply is. It shows up in how you handle storms, how you silence lies, how you stay steady in the middle of the unknown. That's where I see it most. And that's why I say with confidence, you've changed, for the better, for my purposes. You may not feel ready, but I know that you are. What I've built in you is not fragile, it's fire-tested. And now, because you've allowed the process to shape you, I'm taking you further. You've become someone who walks with substance. Someone who carries more than words. Someone who carries me. And as you continue to walk, your growth will begin to speak louder than anything you could ever explain. Keep walking. You've become more than you realize. You've measured yourself by visible results. What got done, what changed, what others noticed. But I measure differently. I saw you hold your tongue when you could have struck back. I saw you stay quiet when you wanted to defend yourself. I saw you offer comfort when your own heart was breaking. These moments may seem small to you, but in my eyes, they are precious. They carry eternal weight. Faith that doesn't demand attention is often the purest kind. Love that asks for nothing in return is the kind that mirrors me most. I am pleased with you, not because of what you've achieved in the world's eyes, but because of how you've carried your heart. You weren't looking for applause. You were reaching for my presence. You didn't seek recognition. You sought to be faithful. And I took notice. I treasure motives more than moments. The unseen acts of grace, the hidden obedience, the quiet surrender, these are the gold of my kingdom, and you have stored up more than you realize. Those prayers whispered in exhaustion, those tears shed in silence, those times you stayed when it would have been easier to walk away, I saw them all. You didn't just survive, you worshipped through it. You didn't just obey, you trusted when it cost something. And because of that, I am releasing a reward not tied to the size of your work, but to the purity of your heart. You thought it was small. I say it was holy. So don't discount what I call sacred. Don't underestimate the impact of what you did in secret. I do not forget. I do not overlook. And I do not take lightly the faith that chooses me when no one is watching. The world may reward loud victories, but I crown silent faithfulness. And I say again, I am pleased with you, even in the things you thought didn't matter. You thought you were just enduring a hard season, but I was completing something deep within you. This wasn't random pain. This was a turning point. I was closing cycles that could no longer continue. I was ending patterns, relationships, and mindsets that served their purpose. You felt the loss, the disorientation, even the silence. But it wasn't chaos. It was my hands, carefully undoing what could no longer carry you into your next chapter. Some things had to fall away, not because I was punishing you, but because I was freeing you. You didn't fail. You were refined. You weren't delayed. You were delivered. What didn't survive this season was never meant to last. I wasn't tearing you down. I was making room for something new. And though it hurt, I never left your side. Even when you didn't feel me, I was guiding each release, each surrender, each uncomfortable moment of letting go. Now, if you pause and look back, you'll begin to see it. That ending you didn't want was an entrance. That goodbye that broke your heart was the beginning of alignment. That door that slammed shut was saving you from a path I never designed for you. This season wasn't a failure. It was a clearing, a holy reset. And you walked through it faithfully, even when you felt lost. That matters to me more than you know. Because now, the space that felt empty will be filled with purpose. The quiet will echo with clarity. The slow days of hiddenness will bloom with fruit. You finished this season well, with dignity, with faith, and with my hand upon you. And because of that, I am leading you into something greater. What ended wasn't punishment. It was preparation. You are not stuck. You're being set forward. You've felt something shifting, not just around you but inside. That's not your imagination, it's me. I'm preparing you not for more of the same but for a new level of purpose. I've done the deep work in your spirit. Now comes the alignment in your life. The stretching wasn't random. The refining wasn't punishment. It was me shaping you to carry what's coming. This next season will require more clarity, more discernment, more trust. but also more freedom, more authority, and more joy. I'm not sending you into the unknown unprepared. I've been building you all along. You'll notice changes in how you speak, how you decide, how you respond. That's not pressure. That's maturity. You've been upgraded from survival to stewardship. You're no longer just learning, you're carrying. You carry peace now. You carry grace. You carry answers to the cries of others. And soon you'll walk into places and realize you were prepared for this all along. I will begin to place things in front of you that draw out what's been hidden inside you. Opportunities, people, doors. They will come not because you chased them, but because you're aligned with them. You don't need to force anything, just stay sensitive to my voice. I'll lead you. Don't worry if it feels unfamiliar. Growth always does. But you won't walk alone. I'm right beside you, and I'll confirm what's mine, even when your confidence wavers. So don't shrink back now. You're not fragile. You're equipped. You're not being tested. You're being trusted. I'm preparing you not to just enter this next season, but to walk through it with authority. Everything I allowed in the last chapter built the character you'll need for this one. You're not behind. You're being positioned. And what's next won't crush you. It will release what I've placed in you from the beginning. This is not just a transition. It's me leading you. I'm not pushing you into the unknown. I'm going before you. You don't have to map every detail because I've already walked ahead and made a way. You're not stepping into confusion, you're stepping into calling. I don't send my children into darkness, I lead them into promise. Even when it's unfamiliar, my presence will be your compass. I don't make mistakes with direction, and I'm not making one with you. You've waited a long time for movement, and now I say, you won't just witness change, you will be the change. You won't just follow, you'll carry. I've placed my light inside you, and it's time for it to go forward. Where there used to be resistance, I'm making way. Where there was fog, I'm giving vision. You'll walk into rooms and sense that you've been prepared for this. That's not pride. That's alignment with my purpose. You'll know it's me because peace will go with you. Fear may still whisper, but it has no authority. I haven't given you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. I will surround you with the right people. You don't have to force your way in. I'll open what needs to open. I'm not a God who sends without support. I'm a father who walks beside. You're not stepping forward alone. You're stepping with me, and I'm placing every step with intention. So don't look back to old landmarks. Don't try to return to old versions of yourself. I'm doing something new. And this time, it's not about striving. It's about trusting. I'm leading you, and I'm not uncertain. My guidance is not vague. It's steady, personal, and full of peace. Keep your eyes on me, not the wind. Where I'm taking you, your footing will be firm, because I'm the one laying the path beneath your feet. The pace is changing, and you feel it. What once crawled will now move with speed. This isn't pressure, it's precision. This isn't chaos, it's coordination. I am the one accelerating the process, not the world around you. You're not losing control. You're surrendering it to me. And that's where your strength will rise. You won't have to force your way through. You'll move with clarity and grace, because I'm the one setting the pace. Opportunities will come faster. Connections will align more quickly. Timing will begin to surprise you. In the best way. But not every open door is your door. That's why I ask you to stay grounded. Your peace will be the compass. When there's peace, proceed. When there's tightening, pause. Even in movement, I'll call you to stillness. Listen for me in the in-between. I don't rush my children. I lead them gently but decisively. You've longed for momentum, and now I ask for wisdom. Not everything that comes quickly is from me, but everything I send will carry my fingerprint, and you'll know it. Not by logic alone, but by the deep knowing in your spirit. I've trained you for this. One step in the right direction with me will carry more impact than years of wandering. Acceleration is not about more, it's about right, and I am making your steps right. So don't fear the speed, and don't run ahead of me. Trust my rhythm, trust my pauses, trust my yes and my not yet. You will not miss what's yours. You will not be late to your destiny. I'm teaching you to move quickly, without losing peace, to walk boldly, without losing vision. You are not racing aimlessly, you are moving in step with heaven. And where my pace leads, my presence will remain. I am lifting you. Not for recognition, but for impact. Not to be seen, but to reflect my heart. You're stepping into a season where others will begin to notice. Not because you tried to be seen, but because I'm making you visible. But this visibility isn't a spotlight, it's a stewardship. What I place on your life is not for show, but for service. You're not being raised up to be impressive. You're being positioned to carry my presence. As influence increases, so does the weight of what you carry. That's not meant to crush you, it's meant to anchor you. I'm not asking for perfection, I'm asking for consistency. Stay honest, stay humble, let your private devotion match your public words. The world is watching for performance, but I'm watching for integrity. Speak with clarity, act with kindness, lead with compassion. The influence I'm giving you is holy. Treat it as sacred. You don't have to prove yourself. Let your life speak. You won't need to announce your assignment. Fruit will do that. And when others question your growth, don't waste energy explaining. Just keep moving in love. Let me be your defender. You're not called to impress, you're called to impact. And I'll make sure the right hearts hear what I've placed inside you, even if others misunderstand it. You won't carry this alone. I will surround you with the right people. I'll protect what matters. And when you feel the pressure rising, return to me. Let me remind you who you are and who you're not. Your identity is not your influence. Your calling is not your worth. I chose you before any of this began, and I will sustain you through all that's ahead. Wear this favor with humility, and watch how I use it to lift others too. You've changed. And that's not failure, that's fruit. You don't respond the way you used to. You don't chase what you once did. You've learned how to pause instead of react, how to listen instead of defend, how to stand in peace instead of proving your worth. This is transformation, and it's my work in you. I don't want you to shrink back from it. Don't apologize for the growth. Don't second-guess the new strength you've gained. You're not becoming someone else. You're becoming more fully who I created you to be. There will be people who don't understand the change. Some will say you've become distant, others will question your direction. But I say this, you've become more grounded, more whole, more aligned with me. You're not living for their expectations anymore. You're learning to live from my voice. And that's why the shift feels so deep. Let them talk. Let me confirm you. I will send those who see you for who you are now, not just who you used to be. You're not called to return to old patterns just to make others comfortable. I didn't bring you through refining fire to have you play small. I brought you through so you could walk in freedom. What you carry now is different. It has weight, it has oil, it has depth. You've been changed because I've touched you, and the newness you feel, it's not unfamiliar. It's unfamiliar to you, but not to me. I've seen this version of you all along, so embrace it. You don't need to perform, just be faithful. Walk in this new strength with humility. Let this new you carry peace instead of pressure. You've been through too much to go back, and you've seen too much of me to settle for less. The old has passed, the new has come, and I'm not asking you to pretend, I'm asking you to live fully. This is not reinvention. This is revelation. You've seen your life as a series of disconnected moments, but I've always seen the design. Every delay, every detour, every deep place, it was all preparation. I wasn't wasting your time, I was building your foundation. You weren't just going through it, you were growing into it. And now, you're standing at the edge of what I've been preparing you for all along. You may feel unqualified, but I don't see lack. I see readiness. You carry more now than you ever have, and it's time. You're not entering random rooms, you're stepping into destiny. What felt like wandering was actually alignment. The burdens, the refining, the hiddenness, it all formed you. And now, the gifts I planted long ago will rise. Words you were afraid to speak will flow with clarity. Dreams that once felt too big will begin to feel natural. You'll walk into unfamiliar places and feel a strange sense of belonging. That's not coincidence, that's fulfillment. This isn't about comparison. Your calling isn't meant to match anyone else's. I don't need a copy, I made you an original. And the more you walk in who you are with me, the more doors will respond. Don't worry about the size of the opportunity. Focus on the weight of obedience. I'm not asking you to impress. I'm asking you to walk with me. I've already gone ahead. And everything I've prepared will meet you as you move. So go forward. Even if you feel nervous. Even if your hands shake. This isn't the beginning from zero. This is the beginning from maturity. And what you carry now will feed others. It will heal hearts. It will make paths clear. You're not just entering a new season. You're stepping into what you were made for. And I'll be right there, walking every step with you. There will be days when you don't feel me. Moments when your emotions tell you I'm distant or that something's wrong. But I want you to remember this truth. My approval of you is not based on how you feel. It's based on what I've already spoken. I am not the God of mood swings. I'm the God of covenant. And I have not changed my mind about you. I know your thoughts, your flaws, your doubts. And still, I say, you are mine. Still, I say, I am pleased with you. Don't let your heart be swayed by shifting emotions. Anchor yourself in my voice. Even when anxiety rises or insecurity whispers, my word over you stands firm. You are not chosen because you get it right every time. You're chosen because I love you. You are not sustained by your perfection. You are sustained by my faithfulness. What I've started in you, I will finish. And what I've promised, I will fulfill. Your stability won't come when everything feels perfect. It will come when you trust that I am who I say I am, even in the quiet. That I'm for you, even when your strength fades. That I've called you, even when others question you. I am your foundation, not your circumstances, not your record, not your reputation. Me, my presence, my truth, my delight in you. So stand tall, shoulders back, eyes up. You are not forgotten. You are not barely enough. You are fully mine. And now that this season has been completed, the new begins. Not in striving, but in resting. Not in proving, but in walking. You didn't just survive, you endured with grace. And I say again, with all of heaven as witness, I am pleased with you.